How about it?
Because so much dirt.
You'll stand, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, and welcome to Will Township November board meeting. We have some absences tonight, which is understandable. Paul is a judge, or today, he said he probably couldn't get here. And Glenn, as you all know now, Glenn was involved in an accident. He's doing okay, of course. Thank God. Has everybody had a chance to review the minutes as presented by the clerk? We had some corrections. The one was 6 miles in Will Township, not 3. But that's the only correction I could see. And then Green Garden Township was not necessarily included as what the $13 million project was.
That be Monee Township?
Monee Township, it will be going through Monee Township.
Yeah, I don't have to check, but I just crossed it out, so Glenn will just have to redo the minutes with the corrections. That's the only one.
So instead of 3 is what?
Actually, 6 miles.
6 miles to the township.
6 miles. Okay.
I don't see any other additions or corrections.
10 feet off easement means 10 feet into residence property.
So with those corrections, we accept the motion to approve.
I so moved.
Warren, with the motion, second, please. Andrea, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Okay. This time, we don't have anybody with us this evening to give us any comment from constituents. I think we'll go through the reports before we get to old business because it won't take us that long. Will Township Plan Commission has not met. No reason to. Road Commissioner?
I have a copy of the levy here for tonight. I did not increase the levy. I see no need to do it. As we talked about at previous meetings, we had the gift of the money from the pipeline, so I really don't feel it's necessary to raise the taxes on the constituents in the coming year. That helped put our financial burden in order. We don't have any outstanding notes on equipment, so I think we need to give the people a break, and I'll try to make do with the monies that we have.
So what did we get? That I'm just trying to take notes for Glenn, or are you doing it?
If you will, please. Thank you, Jerry.
Okay.
I started, well, go ahead, you gotta have to.
All right, we got 100,000 from
Explorer Pipeline,
Explorer Pipeline.
and that carried us into a good financial condition for this year, so I don't see any need in raising the levy.
Okay.
Well, as busy as you are, you got that done. I didn't even get mine done.
And last meeting, I was going to give you a little update on the roads that we did this summer. I did some extra tar and chip work, which was paid for out of motor fuel tax. So I only have one road that I've got a concern about, and that's Corning Road between Kedzie and Western Avenue. We did a A2 on that, tar and chipped it, but with Beecher Peatone Road being closed, the volume of traffic that we put up with there this summer, I did not get an opportunity to do it the way it should have been done. It was either traffic or complaints about dust from the constituents. So, kind of, it's a decent road, but it's not going to hold up the way I want it to. So we're going to have some expense on that this coming year. So,
When we do A2 it?
yeah.
And everybody put it together.
Yeah,
We'd have to at least
work on the
A2.
edges to do. They weren't solid when we did it, but I think we really took a beating from the county highway department by not, when they had the road closed, there was no reason they couldn't have had a bypass down there. You know, it kind of irritates me. 2 years ago, when they did Mooney Manhattan Road west of Mooney, they put in a blacktop turnout, guardrail, the whole shot for that project, and over here they
We left
didn't
it
give us
dark.
anything.
I know when we were working on it, it was traffic.
Yeah, it was-
A lot of traffic.
It was terrible. So, and the only other thing I have, what I would like to do for the good of the township, as far as the town, we do have a little money left over out of our donation. And I noticed at the last meeting, when we had a full crowd here, I heard all this noise of these metal folding chairs rattling. I would like for Jerry and Andrea to pick out some new stackable chairs, and I will donate some of the money from that fund to buy those for the town hall. And then I will take those metal chairs and weigh them at Delson's.
You mean stack chairs or folding chairs?
Stackable chairs. Peatone Township has some very nice ones. I don't know where they got them from.
Really?
But we'll take a look at that. I'll get you the information.
Yeah, I'm good at finding good prices.
Pardon?
I'm good at finding cheap things.
Well,
I can find.
yeah, I'm not. That's not my, furniture's not my line of
Yeah.
concern. But so if you
Finding a
two
deal
would
might
pick
be-
some out and let me know, we'll make arrangements to get
Okay.
them.
Yeah, I don't know what, how many chairs you're looking at.
Well, I think we should at least have 25 minimum, 25 to 40.
Easily.
I think those metal chairs were probably from the 40s.
Is it just because I'm getting old, or do you find most of these folding chairs sit so low?
Can't get out.
Thank you. that's
Yeah, I
me.
know. I've got 250 of those chairs, and I have to hit some of the bigger chairs for a bigger person.
Yeah.
And because it's just too low, it can't get out. Thank you, Mr. Road Commissioner.
Yeah,
That sounds-
stackable chairs is a good thought.
You don't want to throw them,
I'll update these if you want to do it.
huh?
I'll update these wooden chairs if you want to do it.
They've only been here since my grandfather, our grandfather was, our grandfather was
Yeah.
involved, or great-grandfather, not grandfather Clarence, grandfather John, great-grandfather John.
That's up to these two ladies.
Okay.
I don't think updating the chairs would be out of
He got them over
order.
Rick's sale. I think he got them over at Rick's sale. You know, a lot of times he'll get to, like a school or something like that, he got all these chairs and he don't bring any money. I have to ask John, I could be wrong, but I know that's where the table comes from. Right there.
I don't know, but I know they got some very nice chairs over there for in their meeting room. And I think we need to update.
So do you mind doing that for us?
Sure, we'll do that.
I'll get your phone number.
I'll give you, I gotta say, I'm gonna be leaving for California tomorrow for 2 weeks.
Ooh.
There goes the tenor section.
Hey, well, anyway, my sister and her family wanted me to come out for a couple weeks. Their daughter's having surgery and neither of them drives. I'm okay, I've been out there before, just keep me off the freeways and I'm
Oh
good.
my gosh.
Okay, so, okay. So it'll be a couple of weeks.
Okay, I'll start looking to,
Okay.
I'll probably look tonight.
That's all I have.
Thank you, Bruce. Helen is not here this evening. Glenn, of course, is not here with us tonight. The only thing I have for supervisor comments at this time is that the levy will not increase for the township either, except for perhaps a little increase in our transportation requirements, because we're getting a little more people on our transportation rolls. And we are experiencing, I did not budget enough the way it appears for this year. So we're going to be budgeting this a little bit more for transportation for our needy residents. So that's the only, but I'm not going to increase the budget necessarily because Helen Heisner has done such a terrific job as assessor in watching her expenses. And since we put our office in and we're not paying rent, there's about another $10,000 there that will be available. So I don't anticipate that the township levy will be increased from the previous year as well. Trustees, at this time, do you have anything you'd like to bring forward?
I don't.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to the conference.
Are you going to conference?
I'm
Oh, that's,
registered,
I'm
yeah.
glad you're doing
Is there
that.
anything in particular?
No, they have a, as you have seen, they have the agenda. It's
Yes, so
just pick out what you'd like to go see.
Okay.
And we're looking forward to your report when you get back. Keep your receipts, of course, to
Okay.
try that.
All right. Yep.
But I'm glad you're going, Andrea.
Yeah, at least one day, and then I'll come back Tuesday.
It might be something you want to go to every year.
Yeah, it might be.
I try to get, I've been there
Well,
maybe
you're
3 or 4
not
times.
knowing
But it's a, you know, it's a good thing they put on, and it's very educational.
Okay.
Okay, we'll go into old business. Brian is with us tonight to give us an update on the Aqua water main route.
Yeah, I said I would go back to Aqua with what you mentioned last meeting, and they are in the process of looking at other potential routes. One, either being in the right of way, and two, looking at an additional route, possibly Egyptian Trail Road. They're kind of limited by their certificated area, which is it's 1 mile either direction centered on Will Center Road. So they do have some limitations there. We don't feel that Crawford's a good, because we don't think we're, no matter which route we take, we're going to have to deal with IDOT and get them to sign off on an easement also. And with the location of where Crawford Road goes through, it goes through the runway and the terminal for what they project in the future. We don't think that we could get an easement from them in that location. So we're going to focus on either being in the right of way at Will Center Road potentially, or Egyptian Trail Road in the right of way. So we're looking at those options right now, do some cost evaluations, and then we'll report back. We're also trying to meet with IDOT and have had a little bit trouble with responsiveness with them. So we'll continue to try to have a meeting with them and find out what their concerns might be with the location as it is right now. So that's my report. Any questions?
Any questions of Brian?
Not at this time. Do we know something firm?
Well, Brian will be coming back and giving us updates every meeting if there's something to update us on.
Right.
If you'll query me, and then if you do have something, I'll put you on the agenda.
Okay. All right.
If there's nothing to report, then we'll just leave it as is.
Yeah, we're in the process of finding out 73 parcels are impacted if we go the Egyptian Trail route as opposed to the 93, I think it was, for this routing. And that would be, and we would still have to, because of the right-of-way, our understanding is for roadway purposes only. So even if we're in the right-of-way, we still need to get a sign-off from the individual property owners. It would be easier probably because we're not going to be on their actual, we'll still be on their property per se, but we're not going to be off the right-of-way. So that's something we're looking at right now. So, yes.
Well, that was like the comment in front of the trustees here. I think it's something we need to look at, and what Brian is saying about dealing with IDOT, I think there's a good opportunity for a large company to bring to light what people are going through out here. Now, if they have trouble getting their project through, I think that's time to force the issue if IDOT's really going to do something out here or scrap the project.
Yeah.
It's totally ridiculous that they can hold something like this up because
We've been trying to get a meeting with them
they
for
have.
3 weeks, trying to schedule a meeting.
Yeah.
So,
But I know when the original owner of the South Suburban Airport wanted to bring a natural gas line up Kedzie Avenue to service the airport, and they came past, they were going to be in the right-of-way, but IDOT would not sign off on the properties that they owned. So then he had to move a mile over and pay $50,000 additional to bring the gas line in.
and that's one thing that Aqua's concerned about is if they're not responsive. I mean, they've got a timeline they've got to meet, you know, based on the ICC ruling.
Yeah.
And if they're not responsive, then they're going to have to look at alternatives too. So,
But the background of Aqua is a big company, aren't they?
pretty big, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a whole lot different than a homeowner wanting to do something and getting IDOT to cooperate.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's right now we're waiting to have our first initial meeting. What happened is Aqua's higher end people already had a meeting with IDOT's higher end people, okay? But we're trying to get a meeting at the
Working level.
working level, and that's what we're having trouble with. And so we'll continue to do that, so.
Anything else?
I don't.
Brian, you're free to go then,
Okay.
just the rest of the meeting, which we know, it appears we're not going to be here that long.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Brian.
If we see you in December, fine, okay, we'll just, see
Yeah,
you.
I'll only come if there's a change. If
Okay.
there's no change, then I'll probably just call you and let you know nothing's changed, and we'll just move on.
Okay, Brian, thank you.
Yep.
Excuse me, what's Brian's next name?
Fisher,
Fisher, that's easy.
he's not with Aqua, he was the Farnsworth Group.
Yeah.
He's with Farnsworth Group, they are the, I don't know what they are, but they're like the Hanson people, I think, aren't they?
Yeah.
Similar to.
No, well, they're an engineering firm.
They're an engineering firm, yeah,
Yeah.
Farnsworth Engineering.
Okay.
And Jerry, to answer your question, which you asked me once before about using the right-of-way, which side they'd be on.
Yeah.
Well, his comment there about what they're limited to, the 5,280 feet off the center of Will Center. If they came down Crawford, it would be on the west side. If they come down Egyptian Trail, they gotta be on the east side
Okay,
of the center line.
yeah.
So,
And it probably won't hold true for the whole length either. There may be cases where they have to go to the other side,
they
right?
can't.
Can't.
By their
Oh, by that,
certificate of
got it.
convenience,
Yeah,
keeps them in that proximity.
got it.
Unless they go back to the courts, because they originally wanted 65 square miles. And that's what the lawsuit, Peatone, I think Moni was involved in it, and that's where the lawsuit, which we weren't made privy to at the time it was going on, but they originally wanted 65 square miles of certified area. And they, in the plea bargaining, I guess, or not plea bargaining, but anyway, what happened is they were limited to 5,280 feet, middle of the Egyptian Trail to the middle of Crawford, east side of Egyptian Trail, west side of Crawford, which gives them 5,280. So, and the only thing they could do is go back to the courts and try to get more certified area. Otherwise, if they're locked into this area here, because going 6 miles through Will Township is a heck of a lot easier than going through Moni Township, because that Egyptian Trail from Offner, well, not from Offner necessarily, but yeah, from Offner, but once you get up into Pauling Road, wow, wow,
Need some static.
wow. So you'd have to come, maybe go back east along Pauling Road, but on which side of the, or you might have to go down Offner, that way you bypass the airport. And then they'd have to make an L, go down Offner and then go back up Southwell Center Road. I don't know, just my speculation. Any further comments or anything on this? I have no new business to discuss with you this evening. I have no correspondence, little of any correspondence. Paul, I think, went to that meeting. Did anybody go to that meeting at Tinley Park besides Paul? Okay, the forum they had for
Glenn did.
Oh, Glenn did? Yeah, neither one of them are here. The one that they had about P3, all the people that were going to put together the airport.
They must have been serving drinks there. Well, did you read that in the paper where that guy from Crete got up and said that he was going to build a railroad from Janesville, Wisconsin to Kankakee and run a spur into the airport?
I remember that comment that somebody made. Wow, that's far out.
I didn't read that.
So they had to be serving alcohol at 9 in the morning for the guy that had that idea.
Yeah.
Has everybody had a chance to review the bills? Any questions before we ask for a motion to approve?
Okay.
Motion, please.
Oh.
Jerry with the motion to approve the bills as presented. Second. Andrea, all in favor?
Aye.
As Bruce had mentioned, our accounts are in very good shape with the endowment we got. I don't know if it's an endowment or whatever you want to call it, but the stipend we got from the oil company. And so we put that to good use, and we're out of debt all along. So And on the township side, we're in good shape too, except I said we're a little bit over budget on our transportation and our general assistance account, because I've had some issues with some general assistance needs, emergency assistance needs. So, but we're still well within budget there, but our transportation plan may have to be reviewed to start looking ahead a little bit more and see how much more travel we may have to pay for. The upcoming seminars and meetings that we have, of course, Andrea mentioned the educational meeting in Peoria? Where is that?
Springfield.
Springfield, which is coming up this week, I think. And Andrea's going to be going, which I'm very happy about. Also, our December meeting will be at 1 p.m. I need to talk to you about something after the meeting too. Anything else before we go? Around the room, good for the good of the township?
Don't have anything.
That being so, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
What's the actual date of the December meeting?
Second.
Second?